Yeah, yeah. What's up, YouTube? Going live on TikTok and YouTube. Shit. I gotta flip this fucker. Gotta turn it off. All right, there we go. I had it wrong on TikTok. Anyways, when I talk about link in bio, link in the script, profile, etc., it's in the description for you guys. We're going to go over Michael Saylor leaving Microstrategy. We're going to look at the Solana hack and whatever other stuff you guys want to talk about today. We'll look at some charts, of course. Of course. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We're going to look at some charts. We will talk about the Saylor thing. We will, there's Solana's being hacked right now. Did you know that? We'll talk about that, what I found so far. Look at some other charts you guys want to look at. As soon as we get to 100 likes, we'll get started. As soon as we get to 100 likes, we'll get started. What's up, party people? Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Is that not the lamest thing? Woo, woo. 100 likes, we'll get started. Streaming live on TikTok and YouTube. Where's everybody tuning in from? Where's everybody tuning in from? By the way, we got 1 like. As soon as we get to 100 likes, we'll get started. Tell me, where y'all tuning in from? On TikTok and YouTube over here. Daily Crypto Bull across all the socials. There we go. We hit 100 likes. Let's take a look at the way I start every stream. We're going to look at the lifetime chart of Bitcoin real quick, because if you don't know this chart, stay on this stream. You need to hear this for shizzle. Like, I'm not joking. Like, for real. Like, this is the most important thing to know in crypto. This chart right here is the most important thing to know in all of crypto. Let's have some more likes flying. Louisiana, Wisconsin. What's up, Sconcy? So this is the lifetime chart of Bitcoin, right? These blue lines are Bitcoin halvings. If you don't know what the halving is, good God, oh my, me, oh my, oh. That's when the amount of Bitcoin that can be mined per day gets cut in half. Look what happens to price after halvings. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the next one around April 2024. Now, when are the best times to buy? Right here, right here, right here. Guess what? We're in that right here time. That's what I got for you there. We'll go to the regular chart of Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin about to dump? Well, dump and pump, they're such extreme words, right? Would you call that a dump? I wouldn't. Would you call this a pump? I wouldn't. I mean, maybe a little bit. You can call that a bit of a pump. But what do you mean by pump and dump? Is it going to go up or down? Is it going to go more up or down today? I think that's a more reasonable question to ask. Today, from what I can see, it's hitting resistance right here on this 50 moving average. So interesting. Will it go above this? We'll be watching. If it starts breaking down, I'd imagine it goes lower, but we do have this 200 moving average right here. Lever Atlas is showing that we very well might be printing a top. These red dots indicate tops. As you can see, they're pretty accurate. Look at that red dot up there. Correlates to that top. That red dot correlates to this top. That red dot up there. These green dots down here to these bottoms. Stuff like that. Matic going to 130. I'm sure it's going to go well past that eventually. Thanks for the follow. Vling Ling and Alamo Rob. You see that bear flag, right? Ooh, where's the bear flag? Where do you see a bear flag at? I don't see a bear flag. I mean, what time frame are you looking at? You mean on Bitcoin? El Cabone. Thanks for the follow, Nikki. I was thinking it will drop if the stock market drops. They do move a lot together. What's the name of the indicator in TradingView? This is Lever Atlas. It's my own indicator. If you want to check it out, click the link in my TikTok bio. It'll bring you over here. This is how you get Lever Atlas. And I'll be adding these buy-sell signals in here very, very soon. Like probably next week. Because I've been tweaking them for weeks, trying to get them right. And now they're looking pretty good, right? This buy, good. That's a good buy. That's a good sell. 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 That's a good buy. It's an okay sell. That's a good buy. That's a decent sell. That's a good buy. You know what I mean? So I'm getting very happy with the way these are turning out. And so this is something that Lever Atlas people will be able to get very soon. Lithium, Mellow Mellow, Sharp Aimer, thanks for the follows. So Bitcoin on the 2 hour time frame here. Let me zoom out a bit. Let me go to the 4 hour. How's the 4 hour looking? It did break above the 50 on the 4 hour, and it seems to be using it as support more so, as well as this blue line right here is the 200 week heat map. That's why you see these other weird things. This 200 week moving average right here. Hey, we only have 151 likes. We got 111 people on. Did you guys send some likes in here? That'd be fantastic. I'll bet 111 people. But you guys could pump it up to 1,000 likes in like less than a minute. But Bitcoin right here, overall things do seem to be right. When you look at this, we see more down movement than up movement going on here in the recent. Let's see what was back here. Ever since here, we seem to be hitting this. Well, this Bitcoin, so around 24,000 seems to be a pretty strong resistance level for Bitcoin going on right now. Yes, I am saying Bitcoin, as in pop the kernels, pop the corns. And these buy signals are working pretty well here. We flashed a buy signal here, so maybe we can go up more. But I don't think we go much past, say, 24.5. That sell signal was good. That buy signal was good. This sell signal was good. That buy was, not so, it's okay. I mean, you can probably break even. That sell was good. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging this so far. Thanks for the follow, Just Fit. Gotcha. Once we hit 25K, we'll see new lows. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if we'll get up to 25K. I don't know. But I like your thinking. I like your logic. Price action and volume is all you need. Those are good to know, I guess, but they really, in my opinion, they're not the whole story. When the charts look like spaghetti, the trader ain't ready. Right, yeah, sure. It looks like spaghetti to you. To me, this looks very organized. I know exactly what's going on here, right? The more advanced you get, the more shit you can have on here. There's a billion things I could have on here. But I have all this on here to check different things because I go through several different checkpoints before I make a trade. So, Bud, if it looks like a spaghetti to you, that means you're not ready. Bear, what's the indicator? This is Lever Atlas. It's my own indicator though, so you got to go to click the link in my bio. You can get Lever Atlas here. I got a free trial running on it, but take this masterclass here if you're new to trading. So that's Bitcoin. Let's go to ETH, and then we'll look at some coins you guys want to look at. My charts are wild as well. Cool, lithium. Bro, this market is stressing me out. We're not breaking 24K anytime soon. Devin, patience is the best thing in a bear market, man. Be happy we're at these prices, because when this shit gets up to, 100K, you can be like, fuck, I wish I bought more. I didn't sit there and act so stressed out. Be excited. Be exalted. Be pumped that we are at these price levels. So ETH, let's see here. And I want it to go lower, man. I want it to go lower because I know what the future is, right? Because once we're done with this bear market, these prices that you're seeing, you will never effing see them again. I want to pound that into everybody's head. You won't see these prices ever, 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 ever again. Ever, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever. Right? So let that be your dominant guiding light. In my opinion, not financial advice. Ethereum, it did print that bottom. It's coming up here slowly. It's kind of flirting with the 50 moving average here. It seems to be using it more as support than resistance. So really interesting, but damn, it's hard to tell. I think we're pretty sideways right now is what it thinks to me. What are your top 3 buys? Well, ETH, Bitcoin, of course, and then Gala is actually my third. Gala and Matic are pretty close. I personally believe the stock market runs crypto, and I think the bottom's not in personally. That's cool. I mean, I hope they're not in. I really do. I think it's about 80% that the bottom is in. I'm not saying that we'll never get back down to the price we've got to, but I don't think we go lower. I feel about 80% about that, and I've been a staunch advocate that we were going to go much lower for months. I thought ETH would get to 500. I thought Bitcoin would get to about 10K, so a little bit under it. And now I've looked at enough data that I'm like, you know what? I think that we've bottomed, and I've adjusted my strategy accordingly. Worst case, 8K, not for long. If it gets to 8K, just throw a party, man. What do you think about hiking a Shi? I really like hiking a Shi. That's what I'm using right here. Yeah, I'm like uses lithium. Shows a different price than actuality. It doesn't show a different price. I mean, if it does, anything you use is going to be Oracle dependent. So it's plenty. I don't know, man. The price seems to be right to me. But I've used Heiken Ashi for quite a while. I can't remember when I used regular candles or any other candles actually. But not a bottom. It's a big guessing game on what you believe. It's true lithium. I don't know. But the thing is it's just logical to me now, right? Let me look at y'all when I say this. It's just logical to me now. Just logical. Listen. Where do you think the price is going to be in the next bull cycle? First of all, got to ask yourself some other things. Do you think there's going to be another bull cycle? When do you think it's going to be? And what prices do you think the things you buy are going to get to? Then it's just a matter of deduction, working backwards, reverse engineering. Okay, me personally, I think conservatively, Bitcoin hits 100K in the next 2.5 years, because I think the next bull cycle, typically they start somewhere around the Bitcoin halving, which will be around April 2024. So about a year after that is when will be my kind of rough sell date. And I think Bitcoin conservatively hits 100K, right? I'm trying to be conservative. And so I'm like, Bitcoin's at 23K right now. What a fucking deal. And if it goes lower, super. Even better deal. I'm going to buy more. But if it doesn't go lower and it goes up and I don't get these prices again, that's something I can't live with. If Ethereum goes up and doesn't go back down, that's something I can't live with. Okay? If it goes lower, I'll buy more. That's my thought. To me, it's almost irrelevant to be speculating on is the bottom in, because everything is so fucking undervalued based off what I think is coming in the future that the rest of it's kind of irrelevant. So do with that what you will. 20K is a great deal. Absolutely it is. With 100K doesn't 100K just sound ridiculously conservative in the next bull cycle? That's not even a 2x. Right? So I'm sitting here like, this is ridiculously undervalued. ETH, 10K easy beans, right? 20K probable. So conservatively, I work off 10K Ethereum. Why Matic? Because Matic, let's pull up Matic real quick. I really like Matic. Matic is becoming a massive support factor to Ethereum in terms of a layer 2 solution, so helping it scale and do more transactions without them costing us $1 bajillion. And it actually has its just own network, and it's got partnerships. It's got a partnership now with Meta, partnership with Disney. It's got tons of other partnerships, and it's a fantastic team, and it's really involved in blockchain gaming, which is the number one thing in all of crypto I am focused in. And I'm not a gamer. Not a gamer. It's just ridiculously obvious to me that blockchain gaming is the biggest goddamn thing we are going to have in the next bull cycle and going forward. And it's going to become, in my opinion, not just mine though, the dominant form of all PC gaming, of all computer gaming. Blockchain NFTs are going to be the dominant model. That's why I'm so big into Gala. Gala's my number 3 thing that I buy after ETH and Bitcoin. And then Matic is here at probably 4, and Sand is probably 5. Solana is also in there somewhere. Chainlink and VeChain are in there for other reasons. Thoughts on the impact of the market if the SEC rules against XRP? XRP is very high on my list. XRP is not going away. It seems that every turn XRP just seems to be beating the pants off the SEC. Ron Cole, thanks for the follow. But I'm definitely stacking my bags of XRP for sure. Like let me go through Matic and then we'll look at XRP. Okay, I can't get to all the comments right now because I'm going to look out here at the screen now, so I won't be looking at this screen. I'm going to look out here and kind of give you my dissection of Matic. Then we'll look at XRP. So same thing, riding that 50 moving average. That's what this light blue line is. Lever Atlas printed this bottom down here. It's still on the momentum upswing. Money flow seems to be moving up. That's this little red thing here. The green means money flow is high. Money flow is low here. So you can kind of see this trend line, right? If you look, you can kind of see this trend line of these bottoms. And the top, though, seems to roughly be about $1. Seems to be a pretty damn strong resistance for Matic. So I think we're in a pretty sideways range. What's this up here? It's the 200-day. That's the 200-day moving average making its way down. So personally, I think overall the markets are going to go down because I think we've been so hot for damn near a month that I think that steam is wearing off. And I think we're going to have a bit of a cool. And so people are going to have to take their profits. We had a nice bearish divergence that happened here that Lever Atlas called that worked out pretty damn well and got the sell spot almost perfect. But it did flash a buy signal here now. right? So I think this can work its way back up. I think it's using this 50 moving average as support, and I think it's going to work its way up, probably bump its head. Looks to me like some kind of, that might be an ascending triangle there. Ascending triangles are usually pretty bullish. Just my instincts tell me that the steam is running out and we will drop, but who knows? See, that looks like a bear inverted head and shoulders low key. Bear inverted head and shoulders. What do you mean, like where? Like here, like shoulder, head, shoulder? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. It could be. Maybe it is. I would agree with you. That does really look kind of like an inverted head and shoulders. I'm not the biggest fan of inverted head and shoulders. I do really like regular head and shoulders. But who knows? We'll see, right? We will see. DIS, thanks for the follow. Let's go to XRP. I hope a drop comes. I really hope a really, really, really nice effing drop comes, because that will probably be when I really, really, really fill my bag, dump my cash into the cryptos I want, when I really am going to dump a large portion of my cash. You see this nice trend line going on up here? Let's look at that real quick. Interesting. Let's draw a trend line. This, look at that, look at this, look at that. Go like that. We'll draw another trend line. We're going to do a little speculation here. I'm going to go off of this. I'm going to say that is maybe this channel is what XRP is trading in. So I know it's kind of bumping up here, hitting this Fibonacci line. I think there's a good chance XRP, that would fit pretty perfectly for XRP to land down here in this golden pocket on this trend line around, 35 cents or so. Let's look at the RSI real quick. RSI is kind of working its way up, but it hasn't come down into this zone. As you can see, the bottom of all these moves, let me pull this up, it came down here below 30, and it hasn't come down here yet. We do have a bit of an upswing, so it looks to me like XRP has a bit ways to come down. I think XRP is going to come down into that 35-cent range. I think there's a pretty good shot at that. So right now, would I take a trade this hot minute? Probably not. Let's check on my trades over here. Still doing pretty good in this ETH and Bitcoin trade over here on Bybit. I'm up about 40% on my ETH trade and about 20% on my Bitcoin trade. And these are both shorts, right? So I'm getting free Ethereum and free Bitcoin because the price is going down. If you want to learn how to do that, click the link in my TikTok bio, and I have this free masterclass that teaches you how I do that. How I'm getting free Bitcoin and Ethereum when the price is going down. Pretty solid. I took some profit out of here, so I did have more, but the percentage is what I'm really looking at here. My realized profit, I've taken out 0.1 ETH so far and 0.01 Bitcoin. I think things are going to go lower though, so I'm not looking to cash these out yet. Let's look at some questions here. Got a bunch of questions and comments that came. If you guys could throw some likes in, that'd be pretty awesome. We're at 2,200 likes. If you guys could tap that sucker, that'd be great. Feel free to hit that follow button. Maybe share the live stream too. Let me scroll back up and find some comments here. Crypto is a scam. Use a 401k in an S&P index fund and count your money. Okay. Crypto's not a scam. It's a technology, but there are lots of scams within crypto. Don't get that confused. But your strategy doesn't sound bad. That sounds pretty, less upside, but less floor too, sort of. So, it seems like a winning strategy, which you have too. But don't come in spouting, crypto's a scam. What are you doing in here? First of all. And two, really, you should really question your own beliefs on that and look more into it. There's lots of scams within crypto. But crypto itself is just a technology. That's like saying the internet is a scam, which is what plenty of people said in the 90s. They said, internet's a scam, because they didn't know what they're talking about. Internet's a technology. Blockchain crypto is a technology, not a scam. It's like saying the iPhone's a scam. The internet's a scam. That's how ignorant you sound. I say that with respect and kindly and out of love. Please, do your actual research. What's your thoughts on ADA? I think ADA's got a good future. I don't think it's going to overtake ETH or something, but I think it's got a good future. I believe XRP will win Whatever happens, it's going to be big news to the market, period. Lots of likes came in. You guys are awesome. Lots of hearts. That's awesome. Going to be big news to the market, period. Exactly. This whole thing's going to be over. And XRP is going to be for sale again in America and lots of places. Like, you haven't been able to buy XRP for almost 2 years now in America. Although, with that being said, if you want to buy XRP, click the link in my TikTok bio. This right here is where you can buy XRP. Okay, click the link in my bio. It'll take you to this page. This is where I buy XRP and all my cryptos. Actually, not sponsored. This is a referral link, so you get $20 free, and I get $20. I could just put the link to Uphold here with no referral link, and you wouldn't get the $20. I mean, which would you rather have me do? Anyways, this is why I buy XRP and all my cryptos for lots of reasons. Well, it's the only place I can buy XRP, but in terms of an actual overall exchange, it's absolutely fantastic. Cheap, crap loads of cryptos on there. I love it. ADA, also called the ETH killer, may be worth it yet. There's no ETH killer, in my opinion. Like, it's not. That's just silly, and it doesn't have to be successful. ETH, I love ETH, man. ETH's my number one thing. Looks like bear inverted. I already saw that. Hasn't it yet? If it's going down to that base, drop is coming. I kind of feel that in my bones too, but wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. What's your thoughts on SHIB? I want nothing to do with SHIB. It's better than Doge, I guess. But it's just not in my wheelhouse, right? ETH, Bitcoin, blockchain gaming, XRP, Chainlink, VeChain, these kind of blue chip things that have real established everything. They're real solid businesses. And then blockchain gaming. SHIB, I want nothing to do with meme coins and what they build an exchange. They build their SHIB metaverse. It probably stays around. It's just, I'm done. I've been done with it for a long time. Sick Fights, thanks for the follow. Under 40 cents is a sale period for XRP. I'm guessing you're saying. I agree with you. That's silly. But XRP's all-time high. Let me share something with you about XRP. I'm not some XRP army guy, but hear me out on this. Hear me out. Let me shrink this screen so that people on YouTube can see. Let's go back over here to the XRP chart. This is what I really want to show you. Check this out. Is this the... Yes. So this is the XRP chart lifetime. Well, not full lifetime, but god damn it. Not full lifetime. But anyways, I want to show you this. All-time high right back here is in 2017, $3.21. Okay, $3.21. It only got up to about $1.94 in the last bull run. Now, it would have gotten, in my opinion, much higher than $3.20 in this last bull run if it weren't stuck in that SEC case the entire time, right? It's pretty fair to say. So, in reality, where do I think XRP would have gotten to? Well, if XRP, hear me out on this, just do not get off this stream. Hear what I'm saying here. This is very logical, and it's going to help you a lot. $3.27 was the high in 2017, right? What was the high in 2017 for Bitcoin? It was 20,000. What was the high for Ethereum? 1,400. Now fast forward to this bull cycle in 2021. What was the high for Bitcoin? 69,000. How about Ethereum? 4,800. So Bitcoin and Ethereum both did 3.5x, right? They went from their all-time high in 2017 and went up 3.5x from there in the 2021 bull run. So if XRP just did that 3.5x in the 2021, what would have it gotten to? It would have gotten like to $10.50, $11, right? And that's pretty fair. So now let's fast forward to the 2024 bull run that's going to happen, 2024, 2025, okay? If XRP was probably going to get to at least $10, $11 back here, what's it going to get to over here? I think it's pretty fair to say XRP has a really good shot at getting to $10, $11 in this next bull cycle. Isn't that fair to say? That's my thought process. And now it's sitting in the 30-cent range. And I'm like, wow, this thing's unbelievably undervalued. I hope you caught that. I hope you caught that. Hope you understood what I was saying there. Am I a future forecaster? Do I know for sure? I don't know. But this is where I buy XRP, right here. Right? I hope that makes some sense. Solana is effed. I don't know about that. That hack wasn't on their core chain or something. It has to do with some other thing that's integrated, that's able to. Something weird is happening. But I put up some videos. It's interesting. right? It seems to only be mobile. iOS and Android seems to be getting hacked, and it's not really the core chain. It seems to be coming from some third-party app that's worked its way in somehow. So interesting. That was bullish. The market is confusing me. Do you think Bitcoin will go back to the teens? I think it's got a chance to go back to the teens. If it does, don't fucking hesitate, in my opinion. I won't be hesitating. Hi, mate. Bitcoin news. Oh, shit. Learn to fly. Thanks for the follow. Vigil. Thanks for the follow. XRP dead. Well, Crypto Glenn, why do you say XRP is dead? Please elaborate on that thoughtfully and intelligently. Can you check a stock for me? I don't really follow stocks. Dat Dude, thanks for the roses. And Gala, Mana. I'm much bigger on Gala than Mana. I'm bigger on Sand than Mana also. What do you think about Mina? I don't know much about Mina. What's up, Zoopla? Bitcoin news. Is there any chance drop soon? I feel like steam is being lost. I feel like steam is running out of this market that's been pumping for almost a month now, about 3 weeks. You can buy XRP on KuCoin. Interesting. But the thing is about KuCoin, and I like KuCoin. When I put money on XRP or KuCoin, it costs me money to put money on there. It costs me about 2.5–3%, right? So if I put $100 on there, I'm really only getting $97. That's before I even buy the cryptos. On Uphold, if I put $100 on there, I get $100. There's no fees, and then I can buy my cryptos. And there aren't fees there; they just charge you ask price. So you end up, if I spend $100 on XRP, I end up getting about $99 worth of XRP. And what I really like is I can take my debit card, put money on Uphold, buy crypto, send it off, all within like 5 minutes. So I don't want to leave anything on exchanges right now. Although with Solana, funny enough, might be safe to get it out of your wallet for temporarily and send it over to an exchange. Can you send XRP to Ledger? You can. Moise, thanks for the follow. XRP is already on sale in Europe. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Sean, thanks for the follow, man. Let's see here. What do you think is going to happen with Voyager? I don't know, Diva. Good question. I try not to think about it. I'm just going to let it roll out. I do think we will get a good portion of our crypto back eventually. That's my thought. Thoughts on Jasmy? Don't have any strong thoughts. I don't know enough about it to give you a good one. What has XRP done the last 10 years? It's made major partnerships and gotten in with the biggest banks and institutions in the world, because its real thing is global settlement, right? Kind of replacing the SWIFT system. If you want to argue CBDCs as being the XRP killer, maybe. What's really interesting is XRP, if you go to their website, they're running a CBDC contest. I don't know exactly. I'm surprised no one's talked about that, and I need to look more into that. XRP has survived, exactly. XRP, you can think of it as, not even think of it, it's one of the original cryptos. It's been around longer than Ethereum. XRP's been around, and the fact that you're asking what's it done in the last 10 years, how many cryptos have stayed around for 10 years? 3. Really 3. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And ETH hasn't even been around 10 years. It's been around 8. I think it came out in 2014. I think XRP came out in 2013. Maybe even 2012. So XRP is like BlackBerry. I don't know why you said. Listen, I'm not an XRP army guy, right? I'm not like in tribes and stuff. It just looks quite. I'm not saying will XRP be around forever. I don't know, but I do think it will survive and go up quite a bit through the next bull cycle, and that's all I'm planning for. Central banks are developing their own ecosystem. They won't need XRP. Can you all see my post, Crypto Glenn? They are. But you have to realize there's a lot more to that, right? The network, like XRP, the Ripple network is a really big deal because of what it does. They can't just go, it's not easy for these central banks to just go create some wonderful thing, right? It has to be developed for, look at crypto. It's none of this shit. It's been being developed for years by the best talent in the world, and it's still not ready for mass adoption. Do you know how far away a real working system for CBDCs is? XRP is so much further along. That's what I'm saying. Litecoin, no. No to Litecoin. Could I be wrong? Of course. That's just my thought process so far. Well, crypto never sleeps. Should I go on? Yes, you should. You haven't really said much. What about Cardano? I think Cardano's got a good future. It's got a strong community. It is a different take. It's a different type of layer one. I think Cardano's got a future. They won't need Ripple. That's my point. They're building their own. It's not that easy, man, to build your own blockchain to handle something as important as global settlement, sending sometimes trillions of dollars a day around the world. Do you know how far away they are from having something like that that's ready for actual use? XRP Ripple is by far the furthest along. And that's the point I'm making. If maybe they work with Ripple, something like that. But XRP, it's listen, I'm looking forward 2.5 years, not 30 years with this thing. I'm saying I think XRP's got a good shot at getting $10 to $11 or more in the next 2.5 years. If you think that a CBDC is going to be ready to be rolled out to take on moving trillions of dollars around a day, no, no way is that going to happen. So we don't understand code. It's not even necessarily about code. The best coders, developers in the world, crypto is not ready for the masses yet because it's still in development. All of it. Am I going to get my crypto back from Voyager? I don't work at Voyager. I have money in Voyager also. I think we'll get some back eventually. XRP or Quant, are they really comparable? They don't really do the same things, but I think both are good of their own merit. Crypto Glenn, UBS was working on the same thing. Ripple was in 2018. Wells Fargo has figured it out. Well, then XRP's dead, Crypto Glenn. Kronos is okay. How do you buy XRP? If you click the link in my TikTok bio, it'll take you to my resources page, which is this page. This is where I buy XRP. Is it already done or close to Wells Fargo Digital Cash? The lady who piloted that is now at NYC Mellon. What's my background? I am not a coder. I have a doctorate, but I'm not a coder. Do you recommend any platforms to use for staking while we wait for next bull run? I do not. My opinion, I wouldn't be staking anywhere. I have everything, almost everything, in my Ledger wallet in my own custody, so no one can fucking steal it. Because when you stake it, you're giving it to someone else to give you interest, and they can fuck it up. You want to get a Ledger? Again, on my resources page, click the link in the bio. Here's the link for the Ledger right there. Do you recommend any platforms to use? No. I'm a huge GMX GLP fan. I don't know much about those. I use the platform exclusively. You can stake on GMX. You can stake a lot of places. I'm just not interested in staking. XRP is a stable coin. Why do you say that? I mean, it's clearly not a stable coin. It's not pegged to the dollar. What do you mean by that? Crypto never sleeps. You like Filecoin? I do like Filecoin. It's not sexy, but it seems to have good utility. Do ETH, were you part of the Ledger data breach? I don't know. I have a Ledger and Keystone. HBAR go on Ledger. I don't know. It might. I've just never tried it, so I don't know. GMX is perpetual DEX. Okay. He said that's a joke because the price hasn't moved. Oh, I see. What happened? Well, it's been in that case. I mean, guys, when you're feeling too much hate or too much tribalism, you're probably not being very objective. That's all I know. I'm not saying. I feel like I'm being pretty reasonable. Is what you're saying have its points? Of course. Is the other side opposite of what you're saying have its points? Yes. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. And I just think it's pretty reasonable for XRP to get to $10, $11 in the next bull cycle. That's all I'm saying. I think what you're talking about is much further out. Will market go down August 10th? Oh, I don't know. Because of the CPI results? That's a good question. That's a good question. Shit, that's next week. That's a good question. What do I think? I don't know. I think if it go, I think the market just wants reasons to be bullish currently. So if it comes back way lower, like 9.8 or something, I think that's going to surprise people. But it's probably going to come back in the 8s, and that's going to be kind of what's expected, and that's going to kind of perpetuate this desire for bullishness and that we've had peak inflation, which is a good chance we've had peak inflation. Let's talk about that missing blockchain history on XRP. Please do. What is that? Actually, I don't know about that. I don't know about missing blockchain history on XRP. What's your largest holding? ETH. Uphold is a good platform. I agree. I don't leave anything on there, though. I just buy it on there and send it to my ledger. Crypto Glenn and Crypto Never Sleeps. It's important that people do challenge these things. It's important to hear both sides of an argument. And I'm glad they're in here saying this. I feel like you guys are being a little bit arrogant, but, your points are heard. How do you send XLM and XDC? I've never sent them. I'd imagine you use their corresponding networks. Shiba's not something I'm very interested in. Do you think Bitcoin will keep going up? I mean, over the years, yes. For many years. But it will go up and down on the way up. If you can prove me wrong about XRP, I'll buy back the 24K XRP I sold. Well, Crypto Glenn, what would prove you wrong? What would prove you wrong? I'm always right. I imagine you're being a little funny, but that's but you're making my point. Like, you guys are being a little arrogant, and I think that's something I never really listened to someone that's so, completely because objectivity gets at least lost a little bit there. Are you comfortable revealing your holdings? No. I mean, in the short term, or will Bitcoin come down? What do you think of Casper? The bed? Casper beds? I don't have a Casper bed. I know nothing about Casper coin. Well, you probably made, if you sold at the right time, you made some pretty good money off selling that XRP. I have not heard of API 3. You may be wondering, why is he showing us this instead of just flipping the camera? Because TikTok doesn't let me flip the camera. Fuck you, TikTok. Pulse Doge to the moon. Okay. Used to be in the XRP camp and saw through all the bullshit. All right, that's fair. That's fair. DAG. I get asked about DAG, but I don't know much about it. Thanks for all the likes flying in. Robo Ape token. That seems like a meme coin season thing to me. I wouldn't be interested in that right now. It was a monster trade. I put it into ETH before it ran to 4,800. Well, fuck yeah, it would be then. Kind of hope you sold your ETH at 4,800. That'd be pretty cool. Bro doesn't know about Richard Hart minting Pulse Doge. I know Pulse. I don't know what Pulse Doge is. I mean, I did the sacrifice phase for Pulse Chain. I'll be getting my Pulse whenever the fuck that gets done. He keeps saying it's close, but he's been saying that for quite a while. It's fine. I'm in no hurry. You sold the top of ETH. Good. Can you do a 1 hour chart on Bitcoin trend seem upwards? Yes, take a quick look at it. Let me shrink that. Let's go to the Bitcoin. Let's go with the Coinbase one. We'll go to the 1 hour. Going to have to do a lot of work right here to zoom this shit down because I had it on the monthly before. I mean, Lever Atlas did flash a buy signal here, and that's worked out pretty good, but I wonder if we're kind of topping out around here. Are we getting kind of a, maybe a cup and handle going on here? Yeah, that would be bullish to see that. We are above these moving averages on the 1 hour. We bounced pretty nicely off the 200 week moving average. So Lever Atlas, we got this top up here. Money flow is coming up. It could go up more. It could go up more. Let me look at the RSI real quick. RSI, I would like, when RSI gets above this, when it gets above about 70, then I'm like, okay, well, we might have a topping out in the time frame, right? You can see that happen back here. Went down some. Actually, we had a bearish divergence print. That's really well bearish. And then we had this here again above 70, came down. Now we're kind of getting above 70 again. So I think we might have a little more to go, maybe about right here at 23.8. Maybe we get up to 24. But I think overall, I'm kind of looking at the market to come down. But I think overall, it's kind of trading sideways. Let's see here. See here, a lot of comments. Okay, I see that. XRP is available internationally on some of the biggest exchanges. What keeps the price to pretty legal? Yeah. I mean, America is just such a big deal. It is. Anyways, dropping pulse at the bottom of the bear market. Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, I wouldn't be looking to sell it for quite a while. I'd be looking for some kind of big move up whenever the hell that happens. This is what I was telling you, little fellow who said I was broke. Fam, look at my market calls. If I'm broke, I'm giving you the calls and not using them. I hope this is not bullish because I'm in a short. That's why you use risk management, man. That's why you use risk management. Facts, this crypto never sleeps. What do you use for money flow? It's on Lever Atlas here, so I have the red money flow down here and the green over here. So money flow's in the red, but it seems to be coming up on the 1 hour. So maybe we got more up to go than I think. Maybe. I just don't. My gut's kind of telling me that I just feel like things want to go down. So I think it maybe comes up to 24K, somewhere around there. But we'll see. Shit, man. I'm wrong all the time. Any way to avoid fees when buying and selling coins on Coinbase? Not that I know of. Again, I don't use Coinbase much. I mostly use, if you go to the link in my bio, it'll take you to my resources page. Oh, fighter jets flying over. Holy shit. It's Fleet Week here. This is where I buy crypto, including XRP. And that link gives you $20 free too. Don't be wrong. Impossible. Well, Coinbase Pro, yeah, I like Coinbase Pro, but they're shutting that down. And one thing, too, that I really like about Uphold is because I can just use my debit card and put money on there, and it doesn't charge me anything. So I want to put, like, 100 or 1,000 or whatever bucks on there. Boom, it's on there, and it didn't cost me a penny. And then I can buy with it and send it off all within, like, 5 minutes. Where on Coinbase Pro even, if I take my fiat from my bank and put it in there, I can't move it for, like, 8 days, business days. And I don't want to leave shit on exchanges. I just don't. Not down yet. Yeah, crypto. It's not because I was using Coinbase Pro because I used Voyager a lot, and then Coinbase Pro sometimes, and I started using Coinbase Pro more when Voyager went down. But then I'm like, oh, they're going to be shutting down Coinbase Pro. So again, I kept on the search, and I looked into Uphold because I used Uphold. I had Uphold. I just didn't really use it that much other than to buy XRP. And then I started buying other stuff and tested it out, and I was like, holy shit, wait a minute. I can take. Actually, what I do is I take my Bitcoin rewards card and put money on Uphold, And so I put money on Uphold. It charges my card, right? But no additional fees. Like all my money goes on there. And then I get Bitcoin rewards on the card. So I get free Bitcoin just for putting money on Uphold. And then I buy my crypto and send it off. Where are at now? Take a look at ETH. Let's take a look at ETH. I mean, that's how I start every stream, looking at those two. A lot of sell signals going on here. I mean, that one is okay. That one's good. That one's good. That one's decent. Buy signal's decent. That one's good. So to me, we may be having a bit of a bearish divergence here on ETH. I usually like to see at least this dot, that's the higher one, go up the wave, go above this white dotted line here, above 60, into the oversold zone. That's where I put it. So we'll see. Money flow seems to be curving up, but I am in a couple shorts over here on Bybit. They're still doing pretty good. I got about 40% profit on ETH and 20% on my Bitcoin trade here. And it's inverse perpetual, so I actually get ETH and Bitcoin as my reward, which is the way I like to do it. ETH. What do we got here? Kind of hard to tell. I just feel like we got a lot of sideways going on for a bit. That's what I think. Zelcore wallet. Market has always done 90 retrace, has it not? Every cycle, but we not done that yet, have we? Just because what has happened doesn't mean that's what's always going to happen. Some coins have done the 90%. What Bitcoin's done about 75, and ETH's done about 82, 83, something like that. That might be all we get. And nonetheless, to me, those are just great values. POW while complete. Facts. I'm not sure what's going on with Glenn and Never Sleeps here. I'm not sure what you guys are referring to with each other. Proof of work while complete. For Ethereum? I mean, you got a .ETH. I'm assuming you're bullish on Ethereum. Oh, Bitcoin price action. I got money waiting for Bitcoin to drop down to 15K. Do you think it will happen sooner ever? I think there's about maybe a 20% chance it gets that low. I really think that we've bottomed. I do. And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I think it just makes a lot of sense to assume we've bottomed. And I'm not just throwing it out because, oh, look at the price. I've looked at a lot of data. And as much as I didn't want it to be true, a couple weeks ago, I spent several days diving deeper at data from another perspective of, what if we have bottomed? Maybe we have, let me look. Because I was in the camp forever that, hey, we're going lower. And I don't know, man. I feel like it's like 80, 85% that we've bottomed. We could come back down to where we were, but I just don't think we're going lower. Where are we? Great value will be when Bitcoin hits 12K. Yeah, that's great value. I think 20K is pretty good value, especially because I think it's going to get to at least 100K in the next bull run. So, I don't know, man. I feel like it's too risky to not buy at these deep discounts in hopes that it goes lower, if that's what you're doing. 13K in October, November. I mean, maybe. I hope so. If Bitcoin can't turn 24K to support, it will push lower than where we're at now. That makes sense, Glenn. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think 24K seems to be a pretty strong resistance from what we're seeing. And I feel like steam is being lost, has been lost. I think things are cooling down because it's been going up for like 3 weeks. And I just don't know if there's much left to push it up. The CPI report comes out next week. We'll see what that looks like. I'm trying to work through that, right? If it's higher, I can't imagine that pushes prices up. because it would be quite unexpected. If it's lower, that might push prices up, but it's also kind of what's expected. So it might not do anything. 100% ring. What's the difference between 15 and 23K in the grand scheme of things? Yeah, crypto wealth, that's exactly where I'm sitting. Because I'm like, that's a pretty fucking good return if I think it's going to get to at least 100K in the next bull cycle. That's what I'm thinking too. So I'm just saying, if you're just completely sitting on the sidelines and not taking advantage of some of this, then I think there's a really good chance you end up very much regretting it, because this zone we're in now, it'll never be here again. Ever. We still have another Mt. Gox Bitcoin dump coming. We could. I don't know. Oh, you mean actual Mt. Gox because of the Bitcoin? That's true, but I don't know if people will dump. I think that's not necessarily a foregone conclusion that the people that get the Bitcoin are going to dump. I feel like there's a good chance they hold. Some will. But what is it? How many is it? Like 150,000 Bitcoin or something like that? I don't think it turns around until Big Papa Powell turns printer on. It could be, Glenn. It could be. But my thesis that I think we've bottomed still holds true whether the printer's on or not. But it could go lower. And if it does, I hope it does. But I think it's just the best place to be to assume we've bottomed and make actions for that. And anything, if it goes lower, then that's just bonus. Bitcoin won't go to 12K. I don't think it will either now, but it could. Black swan event, because one thing I really want to bring up is earnings compression, right? We've had multiple compression. I'm talking about the PE ratio on stocks. And now I don't trade stocks, but I follow, it's a massive part of the macro, so I follow that a lot. We've had the price, the multiplier compression, which has been what's going down because of the actual price of the stock, right? That's the multiplier. The price of the stock is the multiplier. But the bottom part of it is earnings. And I think a lot of companies did everything they could to fancy up their earnings, the divider, the earnings, the divider compression. And I think quarter three, we're going to see they have less to hide behind, and we're going to see worse earnings in the third quarter, probably fourth quarter too. And I don't think that's priced in. I don't think that's priced in. I mean, Microstrategy, for example. Microstrategy didn't sell any Bitcoin, but they had to count Bitcoin Free World. Thanks for the gift. But Microstrategy had to consider their unrealized loss in Bitcoin. So that brought down their earnings. Now, they still would have missed their earnings estimate by $3 billion because they missed it by $4 billion, but they had about another billion they had to add to it because of the Bitcoin unrealized loss rather. But Tesla sold its Bitcoin for about $1 billion, a little over $1 billion, and they needed that to make their numbers acceptable. They needed it. If they didn't have that, they would have been at more of a loss. So that's interesting. And then there's a lot of other fancy accounting work that happened with a lot of these earnings reports this month that they're not going to be able to hide behind in Q3. That's my thought. It's only been 6 months bear market. Well, it's really been like 8 because the top was in November, so everything after that's the bear market. Asset prices will turn around. They will eventually, for sure, Glenn. Thank you for the weights. Wow, Free World, dude. You threw out crap loads of gifts. Thank you. You're phenomenal. Exactly. People not buying at 18. What we've seen are just crazy. Just buy. Yeah, I agree with you. Asset prices will turn around. See if Josh Jake wants to hop on here. He's live right now. Weak. Guidance has been weak in the stock market. They all saying Q3, Q4 are going to be trashed. I kind of think they will too, and I don't know how much those are priced in. This is looking more and more like a bull trap to me. It is live on YouTube also, 24/7. Tesla utilized Bitcoin exactly as it was supposed to be used, an asset to provide liquidity when needed. True. But they took a little loss, and they sold 75% of their Bitcoin, and they used that money to pad their quarterly earnings. They can't do that next time. Maybe they won't have to. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Josh?
How's it going, man? I was
Pretty.
just watching, but I was like, I might as well hop in.
Yeah, it showed me that you hopped on too, and I was like, hey, man, I'll invite him, see what he's up to. How's the studio going?
It's going good. Just got out of there actually today. Just got back, got some errands to do, but it's going well. We're just ready to launch. I want to film, but we're like backlogged from like legal sponsorships. So like everything's in legal right now, and we can't film until everything goes through.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys haven't followed Josh, definitely go follow Josh. He's got him and the Crypto Knights are setting up a whole studio right now. And you guys are going to be doing what? You're going to be doing podcasts, you're going to be doing YouTube channel, you're going to be doing all that stuff. What's your big vision on that?
So there's actually, it's broad scale. So we have the main podcast that will be me and Blockchain Boy, that we'll have guest speakers on every now and then, and just, that'll be a focus of just all things cryptos, our opinions. But then we're hiring out actual educational actors that will be doing strictly educational, like what is blockchain, what is crypto, and go in depth on just actual, almost like a course, like free course, but it's not a course, it's just all on YouTube for free, and it's just going to be all the basics and introductions of crypto, and then we'll have a couple different news shows. But we're looking to build a whole media outlet, so rather than just one podcast.
It's a good time for it, man. Ran over at Crypto Banter. We had him on here a couple months ago too. He's really starting to kind of take a turn to build more and more of a media outlet too, a 24/7 type of thing. And because it's there. I mean, we know we're not dumb, right? Crypto is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a really good position. I think that's really smart of you guys.
Yeah, we're excited, man. It's we want to, that's the first step. I think, if once we get a large enough audience, we actually want to focus on making affordable events. Like I want to host in-person event. Like we sponsored NFTLA, but that was super expensive. So we want to make it super affordable and kind of just turn Orlando into a very affordable, crypto-friendly educational center is what we're focusing on. But yeah, it's a good time to build. This bear market's nothing else to do but build.
The best shit comes out of bear markets, straight up. And Orlando, what a fantastic place to have events, right? So many people travel there all the time anyways. They could talk their families into coming because of Disney World and Universal. That's a good spot. I didn't know you guys were in Orlando till I was on your live stream the other day. And you were walking around the studio and you mentioned Orlando. And I'm like, oh, for some reason I thought you were in LA. But you're in Orlando.
I moved from California, so I just moved in November to build everything out here. But we chose Orlando because it's cheaper than, you can't do LA, Miami, or New York. You're just paying way more than you need to, and it's not affordable for a business. So we were thinking of Tampa, but the difference between Tampa and Orlando is Tampa's very quiet, techie, and retirement kind of. It's a different vibe there. Orlando, you have Disney World and everything you said, so that's exactly why we chose downtown Orlando.
And I don't know how much, I've been to Orlando several times. I've never been to downtown, I don't think. How far away is downtown from Disneyland and Universal?
25 minutes, if that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see, you can see the fireworks from Disney, land at night if you're in one of the skyscrapers.
I would love that, dude. Because I really love Disney World. I really do. I've been there three times. We'll probably go there again.
Have you gone downtown?
I've just never gone down. I always go there with family, I actually
You're not missing much, to be honest. It's a small city.
Yeah, well, that's fair. And when I go there kind of for that. Not kind of for that. I go there for that. Plus, I'm a Harry Potter nerd, so I really love the Universal shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't done Universal yet. I have to still. I just did Epcot.
Oh, it's fun, dude. Fun. Plus, they have that whole. Have you at least been to the kind of city walk area that they have there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's everybody, because once you move out here, you go out with all the locals, and none of them are actually inside, but they go to Epcot, Disney Springs. They go to all the strips, and so we've been focusing on that, but. Nobody out here wants to go with me into the park because they're like, I've done it a million times. I'm like,
they have, yeah. I bet. Yeah, City Walk's fun though, man. Every time I go there, there's more shit. I'm up here in the Northwest. I live in Seattle. Down in Portland, there's this donut shop that's really famous in this area that's phenomenal. It's called Voodoo Donuts. The last time I went down there was a fucking Voodoo Donuts. And I'm like, what is this doing here? Because it's only in Portland. And I'm like, whoa. It made it all the way down there. Blew my mind. it's a little more PG because up here it's a little more like they have a donut called Cock and Balls that literally they have all it has cream in it and stuff. Like they have a lot of funny stuff. It's way more PG down there, obviously. But I was like phenomenal. I was so happy to see a little piece of home last time I went down there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm now getting settled. It's a different world than California. I'm dealing with the lightning storms every day. That's new.
Right.
But,
right. Not much of that going on in Cali.
No.
If there is,
every day at
fire
4
time.
o'clock you get torrential downpour. Which you're in Seattle, so you're used to rain. But
yeah,
that's new. So, but other than that, it's a really good state. So
what a cool adventure, right? Isn't life just great like that? You know, the different places it takes us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting that you say that because it's like I always look back and I'm like, how did I even like all my family in California? I grew up in Chicago for a while, so I got some family up in Illinois. But yeah, like it just how social. On top of it, social media. So I started streaming 2 years ago. I tried going professional gaming and joined esports teams. Started doing video production. I worked for. I was working for Juju Smith's team from the Steelers. I was working for his esports team. Yeah, so I was doing video production for their team, and I was actually looking to contract and go that route with video production, but started crypto and started building my own brand. So I pivoted off, but it's just been a crazy world the last since COVID. I think COVID has just trajected everything in different ways, and it's fun to see where life takes you, you know?
It is, man, and it's important to remember. Like, I always like to sometimes look back to me at, say, a teenager or me at this age and where I was and what I thought of the world and what I would think of where I am now and where I've been. It's an interesting trip to do that type of stuff. But you're originally a Midwestern guy?
Kind of. I was born in California, but when I was 3 or 4, I moved to Chicago. So that was we moved out there, and my dad got a good job, and then 2008 happened, the whole 9 yards. We lost everything. So I grew up out there until I was that was 2000. Man, I can't even, because this was all, I was about 13 years old, and then we moved back to California when all that happened, because everything just collapsed, and we made the pivot. So it was half my childhood in Illinois, in Chicago, right downtown, a little bit on the outskirts, and then the rest was California for high school practically, and the rest of middle school.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm a Midwestern guy. That's where I grew up, South Dakota, Minnesota, and came out to the West Coast.
Yeah.
About 11, 12 years ago or so.
Been out there a lot. How did you end up in Seattle? Because that's a pivot too.
I just wanted to get the fuck out of the winter, dude. Oh, there was one winter, I don't know if you remember it or not, but it was about 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. There was so much snow, it broke the roof of the Metrodome where the Vikings play. That was the worst winter I'd ever had, and I was like, I have to leave. I can't do this anymore. So then I didn't want to go to Cali. Nothing too much against it. I just thought, I don't know if that's quite for me. And then I found Seattle. I'm like, shit, I think I like that place. And then it's blown up here since I've lived here because Amazon really took off and stuff. But that's how I found my way out here. It's very temperate. It's basically between 40 and 80 all year. And the rain's really not that big of a deal. It's just the lack of sunshine. There's not really that much rain. It's just light little drizzle when it happens. But it's just the lack of sunshine gets to you.
Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't been up to Seattle yet. But it's as long as there's no snow, because that was my core memory of my childhood was shoveling the snow at 4:45 a.m. to go to school in 3rd grade. And while the minivan heated up in the garage, we had to shovel out all the snow. So
plugging a car in, not because it's electric.
Yeah, you're doing all the that's. I remember, I remember I have obviously a lot of core memories from there, a lot of friends still that I even talk to, which is crazy, but it's just, I can't do snow. I'm the same way. I don't remember if it was the same snowstorm, but it was 3 to 4 foot of snow, and it took us, we were snowed in for 2 weeks, which was great, but the amount of shoveling we had to do, because we were poor, we didn't have all the fancy heating driveways, and,
snow blower.
Our neighbors never did anything, but they had the snow blower. No, my parents had kids, so
we didn't
all
either.
The kids would just go dig out all the snow. But good times. That was that's wild. But
I heard you mention you used to be in esports.
Markets, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, what you said esports you used to do?
What's that?
You said you used to be in esports.
Esports, yes.
So what's your take on
Yes.
blockchain gaming, blockchain NFT gaming, and its future?
Huge. I think it's, for the first time, esports gaming is kind of like BS. It's almost like the UFC or like a musician selling themselves to a record label. Unless you need three things to go viral in esports. That needs to either be the top 1% of a game, you need to be extremely funny, or super engaging with your chat. And you have to have two of those qualities to really become a successful streamer, or you need all three to be one of those streamers that just blows up and explodes. That's really, really hard to do because a lot of professionals, you just don't have the mentality to also engage with your audience, or you're a very quiet individual that's not funny. So you get this weird dilemma in these sports teams. And as you join the industry, it's like you get paid nothing. You're not making anything. You have to hit a certain amount of hours. They contract you in for, 40, 60 hours a week or whatever that you need to be streaming and building your audience. And you get no reward from the sponsors, or it's like a couple, maybe $500 to $1,500 a month, and then you have your Twitch. So I've fallen in love with space. I tried going professional in a game called Fortnite, and then I did play professionally a little bit for a game called Splitgate. And so there's just no money in this to be made. And so esports, like that core issue with having those three traits is where I think play to earn games is really going to benefit the esports space, and it's going to evolve it. Meaning, now for the first time in gaming history, users and gamers that want to be streamers. I have so many people, even IRL friends, that stream and have 5 viewers a day. They're never going to make money off that. It's a hobby. But they spend thousands of hours on a video game, and they may not be top 1%, but they're, top 5%, top 3%, and they spend all this time and quality in that game, and that play to earn mechanic will allow them to actually, benefit from that video game rather than just giving up your time. So the fact that play to earn gaming is giving users back the quality of their time, because I think time is the most valuable asset in life.
100%.
That's where I think it's going to really excel. And I think we're far from that. I don't agree that we got caught up with the metaverses and stuff. I think we're still 5 to 10 years away from like a solid metaverse. But like Gala Games, there's quite a few gaming companies that are building actually decent games. So it's like I think they are going to do well, but we're a couple of years out.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Whenever I hear someone that was ever serious about video games, I always like to ask their take. Anyone that's really into video games, I like to ask their take all the time because I try to challenge my own thoughts, but I feel like it's going to be huge too. I feel like it's the first real mass adopted version of what we'll think of as the metaverse that's going to happen. And so I don't necessarily love the play to earn thing in terms of the way that it's been so far. And I don't know if I like the term so much, just saying what I think so far. But I do the earning component, the economic component, I really love. And particularly with Gala, their game that they're making called Mirandus. Have you seen that at all?
Yeah.
Which really looks like this World of Warcraft type thing, and they have real economists working on their team and shit like that. And I'm like, that game looks really interesting because I don't necessarily think in these games you're going to be able to just play and get rich, but I think you can make your time worth more, and you can add that economic component and have your actual real assets. Level up your sword, own a building, own a horse, whatever, and these things can have real value. But the people that get in earliest can actually make a ridiculous amount of money. And so Mirandus is one I'm really big on because you can own businesses within the world of Mirandus. You can own weapon shops, armor shops, and there are obviously a very limited number of them that will ever exist. And even the exemplars, which are these special players in the game, there's only going to be 50,000 of those. And I just love what they're doing over there. Gala for me is actually my number 3 coin that I accumulate after ETH and Bitcoin, because that's how big I am on blockchain gaming, how big I think it's going to be, especially huge in the next one.
Yeah, so, and I really like the CEO, the founder, who, he built Farmersville from Facebook. He knows how to build a successful addictive game, and I think that's a huge component you need because I get pitched all the time on a daily basis.
Oh, me too.
The next biggest play to earn game, whatever. They try to, I get on a call with them, I'm like, what's your background? I'm like, well, how many games have you developed? And they're like, none. And I'm like, okay, you're going to go to zero. So I just, right off the top, and because it comes from like the esports mindset, like you have to have that addictive personality. But off of what you just said as well, is I think that is by far where it succeeds as economies. Because, for example, this game called Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know if you've ever played the Skyrim series or.
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay, so those are similar to World of Warcraft and Mirandus with what they're trying to actually develop. But in that game, I may not have been the best in a PvP perspective, main player to person versus person. But where I excelled in that game, this was probably I was 16 years old, I would have had a guild, and I had 500 people in that guild.
Nice.
And I was the treasure. I would go and farm something known as Drew Wax, a material in that world, and I was just good at, like, it's funny because you have to be extroverted in video games if you want to, like, get groups together. It's still socially awkward. There's people that are still socially awkward online, even though it's not in person. And, like, you'll go up to them and try to speak, and, like, they just don't know how to interact with you. So I would get huge groups, and I would go mine this material, and I would convert it and, like, just spend and just store gold. Like, and it had nothing to do with the game, but I was buying weapons, buying, new mounts, whatever I could with that material. And in reality, if that had a play-to-earn mechanic or that ecosystem, like, I'm not even playing the game. I was just being a merchant. Like, I was literally just developing my own store, like, I could have profit off each of those transactions, and it excelled. Our guild blew up. And I was like, if that was a play-to-earn mechanic, I think that's where a lot of individuals, like, just adults that have, like, an economic mindset will be able to succeed. Because, like, you don't have to be good at these video games. If you own these shops, there'll be real estate. If it could be arbitrage trading between two weapons in two different territories in that world. It may take 45 minutes for you to walk and transfer those weapons, but you know that there's an individual selling for a cheaper area. Like, there'll be so many opportunities in play-to-earn games and metaverses. I'm ready for it.
100%, dude. I mean, that's you said a lot of. I'm glad to hear you say that. Several things I want to say there, because I haven't played video games for years. Not that I don't want to. I just can't justify it. You know what I mean? And now if you can justify it, like, oh shit, you mean I can, like, because I'm an adult, I invest and I do this shit, and I'm like, oh wait, I can invest here. I can actually play this thing and it's fun, and I can play additional games within the game, which would be like this extra layer of this economic component where I can have businesses within the game. I can have different strategies. There's different things you can do. Say Miranda's, you can go hunting, you can go mining, you can go farming, you can be a merchant, you can own property, you can own ships, you can own docks, you can fucking own cemeteries because everyone that dies has to come back through a cemetery. You can own temples, you can make potions, and I'm like, oh my god. And their coin is called Materium. And that coin is also magic, so you have to use it in the game to cast spells and do a lot of other things, and when you use it, it gets burned. And I'm like, holy shit, this thing's got real utility, and it's an actual coin you earn within there. Yeah, it does have a cap though, but it is deflationary ultimately. I don't know where they get manifested from, whatever, from a node or something like that. I don't know now that I think about it. But I see so much going on there, and that's my favorite one. I also really like Big Time. I have some space over there, some exalted space. Pretty excited about that one too. For more of it's a different type of game, obviously. What are some that are really on your horizon?
So, right now there was a few I liked. One was Gold Fever. Gold Fever had a Rust mentality, so it was like it's a massive MMO. That one's still being released. In terms of, like, I had my eyes on Big Time. The only one I'm really focusing on right now is Illuvium.
Yeah, I get that.
I think Star Atlas dropped the ball. They overproduced the quality of the AAA trailers, and they did not deliver on the quality of graphics that were living up to a AAA standard. So what I'm focusing right now, though, because I used to, with Axie Infinity, I was super into Axie Infinity. I was running scholarship sponsors through the summer. I was hiring and contracting people in the Philippines. I had some people out in Thailand and some people in just South America over a couple different countries. But I had about 10 to 15 different families at a given time where I'd sponsor them, and I'd pay them 50% of the cost of the reward. Because to them, $1,000, they can't buy an NFT team. Me and my brother-in-law, we up-fronted it, and we were like, hey, we'll sponsor the team, and we'll give you 50% of the earnings. So after month one, we made back our initial investment. So for like 3 to 4 months, we were racking in probably, I think our best month was $5,500, and we're splitting it between the two of us. But that was the peak moment for Axie. We had literally made back all that money. We're giving these people 40,000 times their minimum wage. They were like doing a lot for their families, which is really cool. And then the problem with the game was the tokenomics. And this is why now I'm so skeptical of every single game, and I want to see the max supply brought into circulation. Because if they don't have a good deflationary mechanic and there's a certain amount of tokens unlocked, it's going to be super, super stressful on the price from the supply and demand perspective for that token. And I've seen every game so far that's been released, their tokenomics just go to shit. So I'm looking for, games that have good economists, which is why I like Gala. Gala's Metaverse, they have a strong team that can actually develop something. The other one I like is Big Time. That's because of Decentraland CEO. And I'm not partnered or affiliated with these guys, by the way. I know you're going to see ads. Cause
I'm not either, but I talk about them all the time.
Right, yeah, I know you're not, but literally right before I just came on your video, someone did a sponsored ad for Big Time, and it just is what it is. But that's how people grow. So, but their team actually has real AAA like graphic designers and like really good artists on the team, and then they have the Decentraland CEO who's already built and developed kind of strong tokenomics for an economy. So, I'm bullish on that one, if that's the correct term, but
sure.
I still think we're years away. I'm waiting for Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or like not World, but like Activision or Epic Games to really just step in and be like, hey, let's convert our tokens into actual Web3, and I think that will be the turning point.
That's a really good point that you bring up there, because obviously some of them, say Minecraft and a bunch of other ones, have come out as being against it, and some of them I wonder that aren't saying a lot. I'm like, I wonder if they're just building this shit behind the scenes, getting into it, because you can't. I also think that it's going to be the dominant PC gaming model in the future. I really do think it's going to be. You can look at who's the founder, Justin Kahn from Twitch, the founder of Twitch. He believes that also. And I'm like, well, that guy knows something. He built this platform. He's obviously very into it. And you find other people that just don't have this bias like, say, a Minecraft does or some of these others. I mean, for instance, Gala, they're going to be rolling out the first NFT game on Epic Games, Grit. And I'm like, that's interesting. Another reason I'm bullish on Gala, because they just keep fucking delivering.
Or was it beta?
What was that?
Did it already launch? I saw like a bunch of gameplay of it. I didn't get to play it yet, but that was a good point.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's on there yet. But Epic Games, in terms of, I think of Epic Games and Steam are probably the main two in that kind of marketplace thing. Steam's still banning them as far as I know, and Epic Games is saying, no, we're not. We're going to roll with this. I'm like, that's brilliant, because it just makes so much sense from an economic standpoint too for these companies, because of the royalties on all these NFTs constantly getting swapped and swapped and swapped. Plus you have your own sovereign currency. I'm like, what are you guys? Why are you fighting against this? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I just think because they know they can profit off it. I think once that profit margin switches, because the problem with integrating tokenomics is they're not going to be getting 100% of the profit now. Like when you pay, they're just paying off their stripes and payment services, but they're profiting the majority off people just spending clothes. Like for Fortnite or Call of Duty, you can buy your skins, and people spend hundreds if not thousands of dollars on skins and collectible items. At the moment they take away that from them and they go, instead of getting the full 100%, they're going to take 10% or 30% of that cut. I think that's where they're trying to understand how they can successfully do it without reducing their profit margins as a central company. I think, sadly, I just think it comes down to profit margins, but we'll see. I'm waiting for it. There is going to be a day where one project or one company comes in, they just do it correctly, and they just explode, and then these companies get left behind.
And they make a ton, and all what they're missing is they're like, oh my God, we make so much more money. We got to get on that. And then you're right. That's probably the tipping point.
Yeah, I think that's all, and I think that needle's right there. So
it's close.
And this is the bear
2-3 years maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was listening to your live, and you were saying you're talking about how you think the bottom's already in, and whether or not the bottom's already in, or we come back and retest down. I think for sure for over these next few years, these next 2 to 3 years, we're going to see the primary development for Web3 conjunction, and that. I hate when people say bridging Web 2 to Web 3. I hate that terminology. It just sounds so cringy. It's like a play to earn. I hate buzzwords because it's how people just get sucked in and start investing in things they shouldn't. But Yeah, I think we're going to see it out of this year. I think you'll see those Facebooks or those Googles within the next 2 to 3 years actually plant some seeds, and we're going to start seeing that actually evolve. So I'm excited for it.
Totally. In terms of the bottom end thing, I feel like it's a safe assumption. Plus, I went through, I thought we were going lower for quite a while. I don't know how much of that you heard, but then one day, a few weeks ago, I was like, I should challenge myself, and so I went in and looked more and more deeper at data, and I thought, I think there's about an 80% chance it's in. It is what I ended up walking out with. I'm like, shit. So I just adjusted my strategies. I hope we go lower, but I think it's we're at such good value right now. If you know what you want to buy, I think it just makes a lot of sense to start acting like the bottom's in. That's kind of the message that I'm sharing.
I'm just focusing on the disinflation right now, so I'm still looking for those mid to high 20s. But I do think we're going to retest. But yeah, I would agree with you. I don't know. I don't think we're going to go to 12K. Well, it can happen, But at this point, I think you said it right there. It's like if you're a hodler, if you're someone that's holding a position for a very long time, we're 60 to 99% cheaper than it was a year ago or a year and a half ago. So if you're fine with holding and seeing some volatility, it's like, well, just push through it. But I'm trading right now. I'm starting to really turn into a trader, sadly. So I'm starting.
I trade a lot, dude.
What's that?
I trade a lot. I'm in a couple ETH and Bitcoin trades right now.
6 months learning, and then the last 2 months I've been I've been good, and this last month's been really successful for me. So
you must have mostly been taking longs in the last month then.
Both. I have one massive long position open that I opened up at $1,050 on ETH, so I'm just letting that ride.
Hell yeah.
I have an exit point at like $1,800, which we're almost there. And that's been playing
You've taken some profit along the way, though, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. And then I've been scalp trading a lot, and I've been just swinging. I've been doing smart money contracts and just trading in between major point of controls for liquidations between shorts and longs. So I've been shorting and longing nonstop and just kind of scalp trading. And I have like these 3 different websites I use, and I call it my little windshield wiper method, and it kind of just picks back and forth, and it's been doing well. it's been good. So
what kind of leverage do you use? Do you use any leverage?
Yeah, 3 to 5x max, and generally it's 2 to 3. If I'm super confident, I need like 9 out of 10 indicators giving me a green light, and then I will 5x it. But and I still use 1% stop loss. Because like
that was my next question.
If it doesn't hit, I'm like, I will take that cut and I will just be patient and find a better entry. Or else you just, I've had so many nights where like I'll place a long and like I'm just too tired and it's not hitting, and you don't get trailing stop losses in the U.S. At least not on, I don't know if you know, but I have not found a way to use trailing stop losses on like Bitcoin or Bybit, or it doesn't exist yet. So, it's that moment like you fall asleep or something, you let a position go, is like you wake up and you're down, 15, 16%. You're like, what just happened?
Exactly. That's what I say too. As I'm like, you got to take your losses. You can't expect to win every time because it's a total sum game. So you set yourself up for 3 scenarios. So only 3 things can happen: little losses, little gains, and big gains. Those are the only 3. If you make it so those are only 3 things that can happen over the run, you're gonna win. As long as you stick to a strategy and don't just emotionally do all kinds of shit.
That exactly. I think that's the hardest concept. I just put out a video like going over compound interest thing, like with like 2%. I got a lot of heat on it, and it was because people saying like, name one person that does 2% a day that's not committing fraud. And I wasn't like, that wasn't the point of the video at all. It was just understanding, get that mentality out of their head that you have to only hit it 30% or 40% gain. It's like when you take these 2, 3, 5, 8, doesn't matter what the fucking percentage is, and you just take that emotion out. And you said it's just a lump sum. You're looking to be correct 70 to 80% of the time. 80%, you're a glorified trader on many different levels, but you're probably competing in your investment tours. But most traders are 65, 70% correct, and that's what you're looking for. It's a lump sum game, and it's super hard because 99% of the people watching don't understand that concept, and they don't understand that you're going to lose money. They think you only make money, and if you don't only make money, you're not doing things right. And it's like, no, it's quite the opposite in trading.
Yes, that's just an inexperienced perspective with those things, and that's right. What you were saying, where like most people go in there, they try to hit home runs, and you're like, you're gonna do the opposite of a home run, because it's gonna, if you take those kinds of swings all the time and that's what you're going for, you're gonna eventually just you're gonna lose your account, is what's gonna happen. But what you said, I love what you said. 2%. Who makes 2% a day? I'm like, pretty easy to make 2% a day trading, actually. Very easy. I mean, 5% is pretty easy in my opinion. So it's just like, yeah, if you look at it like that.
You're 2 to 3, yeah. You're like, but sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I was just saying. I was just adding to what you were saying. Like, yeah, if you look, that's such a better way to look at it. Is if you're like, you can just make 2%, 2 to 5% a day, and that's your goal instead of going for home runs. That stacks up so goddamn fast.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just that patience and that emotion, and it's you just got to understand that if you can take the emotion, I think that is what it is. I think the key thing to be successful in anything, but trading specifically, investing, is just discipline. I think that is the thing everybody lacks going into a position, and it's just, you have to have discipline to set that stop loss at 1%. You have to have that discipline to just be patient and wait for entry. So many people see a green candlestick and they go and they just start longing. And I have
the chase.
Yeah, it's like, and it's funny, and I've, like, over the last 2 months, I'm using this website called High Block Capital. It's quite expensive, and it gives you your liquidation levels on a day-to-day basis. It's what I use in my my charts on my videos, and it's one of the websites I use. I use a couple different paid sites, but I can see in real time on the minute charts that, all the 100x longs that are being placed and all the 100x, shorts that are being placed. And it's so impractical, because these people placing these positions, you are literally borrowing, when you're that 100x leverage, that you're borrowing that money from the lender. And that lender is 99.9% of the time going to be your market maker, whether you're borrowing from Binance, Kraken, whatever website you're using, or exchange or broker you're using, you're borrowing from them. So when I see a massive amount just stack up, like, the house always wins. They are sitting on tons of liquidity. They will adjust that price. It's 100x. You're looking at a sliver of a percentage in price change to liquidate your position.
Yep.
And to them, that's no money. So you just see it go back and forth. And this is, people don't listen. They don't learn. They see some kid or some bear shorting 50, 75x leverage on TikTok, that's borderline batshit crazy. And they think that that's how you trade. I'm like, no.
Not at all. That's funny, man, because I like that. So you have somewhere that you watch people do 100x's?
Yeah, I'll flip my camera right here.
Yeah, go ahead. TikTok lets you flip your camera? It hasn't let me flip my camera for months. That's why you're staring at me out here.
That little share button? What's next to the share button?
Enhance or interact.
There's no, click on share maybe?
It just gives me people to share it to. There's an other button.
The enhance button.
Enhance.
Should be like the bottom one says flip camera.
Son of a bitch.
They moved the feature. I got you.
Because it used to just be the 3 little buttons down there, and I was like, okay, there we go. And I'm like, and it used to be a button up here on the screen. Now I feel.
They moved the feature. I was like, why would you do that?
God damn it, Josh! Now I feel like a boomer. I'm older than you, but not quite that old.
So this is the website. So if you ever see these in my videos, your blues are, the dark blue is 25x leverage. Your light green, if you can see, and there's a beige. The light green is going to be 50x, and that gross throw-up looking beige is your 100x, because you shouldn't be doing that. And it's the opposite for the long. So these are shorts, and these are long positions. For longs, it's your bright yellow is going to be your 100x, 75x for the orange, and 25x for, actually I did that off just a little bit wrong. That's just clustered. So it is, 100 is the orange, then you have your red, which is your 25x, or your pink, sorry, is your 25x, and then your longs are the red, which is, this is 50x. So this chart is in real time. You can see all the orders that go through, and it'll give me the exact liquidation level that it will be liquidated and how much money is being liquidated. So that's a $10.39 million long position.
Good God.
That is placed. And so at the top, it makes it way easier. But you can see total short liquidations, 824, and total long liquidations at 641 at this time, UTC. And it's just, It updates minutely and 5-minutely, I think, for the shorts. But what you see is like when the shorts, it's 1,000 shorts and 10 longs. Like, you know, the price is going to push up and liquidate those short positions because all those short positions are 50 to 100x leverages or 25, and you're borrowing from the lender or the market maker. And the market maker is just going to adjust that liquidity and use that max pain level to adjust those prices properly because it's imbalanced.
Of course. Of course they are.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, the 100x. Like, talk about going for a home run. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, you're going to lose that 95 out of 100 times. And you're only going to win if you just consciously take profit.
They hit it once or they see it once. It's going to a casino. I honestly say past 5x, you are gambling. Like, because I'll see a position at 5x, you're down 5%. That's 25% of your position. I'm like, that. And in this market, you've just passed more open interest than Bitcoin. It is so overly placed leverage. It's like this happens within seconds or nights, and it's people just still think that. I don't know what people are doing, man. I don't know what people are doing.
You know, I do typically trade with more than 5, but what I do is I do a very small percentage of my account and go in there and I have very specific take profit points and a hard stop, and that seems to work pretty well for me. But I agree with you that 2, 3, 4, maybe 5x is probably where most people should be because they can't handle themselves. And I'm not saying you can't, obviously that's not what I'm saying. I think that's probably a better strategy. Maybe I'm just a little bit more of a gambler. That might be what it is.
No, I mean, you said it in what you just said, though, is you use a small percent of your position. I physically know people that come into our Discord and ask me for, like, my phone's about to die.
Oh, you're bad.
They come in and like ask me like, hey, I failed this year, I've lost all my money, and I'm like, okay, well, how do you trade? And my first question to them every single day they say, oh, I use leverage. I'll use like 5x, 10x, and they'll tell me they use high leverage trading. I'm like, what position of your portfolio are you doing that with? And they go, the entire thing.
All of it. Yeah. God damn it.
That hurts me. That's just like it just gutters me, and it's like, and I have so much I need to learn and to be trading. Like this month I'm at 84%, which is stupid, and I'm on a hot streak. I know that will end because last month it was 65. So it's just that's how it is in trading though. Sometimes you hit a hot streak and you just get going. So and that's just from my volume metrics. So and that's where it's easy to see once that leverage is out of the market, I'm gonna have to adjust data because there's gonna be less market movement. And I don't think it's gonna happen. Honestly, just because if Bitcoin's price goes up, more people FOMO in, and it's the opposite, more people short when it drops. So, but it's you just have to be patient and have to be cautious. And that's all it is. And you have to use your stop limits. My favorite analogy is like new traders coming in are like people going to the bowling alley for the first time. Everybody knows how to bowl. Like from a movie that you need to grab that ball and throw it towards the pins.
Yeah.
But the new people that come in don't know that it's like there's actually a strategy to how you throw, and curve the bowling ball and make it hit the pins to hit a strike. So they say, no, I don't need the bumpers. And they go to throw the ball, and the wax on the floor is slippery. It moves that ball very, very slightly, and they gutter the ball. So I like saying traders are very much like that, which leverage positions. It's, you're usually watching somebody that knows how to play. They know that, if they tilt their hands slightly too wrong, they might, have to hit a spare or whatever it is, and they go in without any gutters, and that they just gutter ball 9 out of 10 times. You're just like, dude, just use your stop losses.
What time frames do you usually trade on?
Scalping, I use the 15 and hourly, and then for just my like daily predictions, which is what I do on my channel, which all have played out beautifully this week. Those are usually dailies or 4 hours. Is what I'm looking at.
See, I really like the 2 and the 4.
Yeah, the 2 is good too. I use the 2 as well. Primarily, I look at like this is my 1 hour, but I'll look at the 4 hour point of controls, and I look at my support and resistance levels, and that is what I like to trade practically the majority of the time.
Was that volume on the left?
Yeah, that was the volume. Okay. That was the volume. So
everybody listening, very good indicator for support and resistance when you can see those volume bars like that. Very good spots.
They're my favorite thing. Favorite thing. And it's it's been a good time. But I do have to hop off though. I gotta
I'm probably gonna hop off too.
So
Thanks for hopping in, Josh. Nice chatting with you. This is the first time Josh and I have actually ever chatted in person like this. It's really nice, man.
Yeah,
You're a good dude. You're making good stuff out there.
I
I like your ambition. I like what you guys are doing over there. I'd say keep it up, but obviously you're just going to keep it up. I'm definitely on your side.
Thanks, man. We got a lot coming up. I'm hoping to get we're going to get the show going. Once we have the proper production and procedures, we'll be doing like around the table type stuff and bringing on a lot of guests. So if you're interested, we'll be more than happy to have you on. But we'll be just doing around the clock stuff. So it'll be really, really fun, and I'm excited. So thanks for having me on.
I'd be happy to come on your show, man, for sure. I'll be keeping updated with you too, watching what you're doing. Have a great day, man. Enjoy Orlando. Go to Top Bot Donuts. It's fantastic.
I need to now. All right.
See you, bud.
Crypto.
He's a good guy. Puts a lot of stuff into content and everything like that. I like Josh. Let's see, Crypto Glenn here. I tell people to audit my content. Well, that's good that you're putting stuff out. 95% of trades I place, I win. That puts you in a very, very elite class of people. 256-ish trade. There's so many comments I'm not going to go back through. I will stand here for a little bit more. Well, I'm glad we figured out how to flip the damn camera. I'm happy about that, for sure. Yeah, it'd be like Top Gun at Top Gun. Glenn, tell us some of your trading style. What leverage do you use? What indicators do you use? What entry exit points? Stuff like that. Four-hour and above, so you're more of a swing trader. I'd say I'm more of a swing too. Josh does a lot of scalps. I don't do a lot of scalps. I'm not superly active. I like to place a trade and be in it for a little while. But I move my stop to my entry, a little past my entry, to lock in that profit as soon as I reasonably can. What's up, Biggie? We had a lot. We had Joshua Jake on. We chatted for, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes or so. And been a pretty good stream so far. I'd say. So Crypto Glenn, you follow, you pay more attention to the macro. I pay a lot of attention to the macro. I don't know how much I put into my trades. That it's just hard to plug that in. I mean, if it's something big enough, for sure. It's just that something that doesn't pop up every day. Will I Am says he enjoyed the conversation with the guest. I'm glad. Joshua Jake, good guy. I mean, he's got more followers on TikTok than I do. It's part of that whole crypto night thing. I'd say he's the main one in the group. Maybe Blockchain Boy, I guess. But I don't care for Blockchain. I don't not like Blockchain Boy. I just I like Josh more. Weatherman's even there. But Blockchain Boy's fine. Crypto Wendy O, I like her too. They're good contributors to the space. I won't say more attention, but it is a variable. It's definitely a variable, right? Because say next week the CPI comes out. Glenn, what do you think about that? The CPI coming out next week. If it comes out above 9.1%, what effect do you think that'll have? If it comes under, in the 8s, what effect do you think it'll have? Well, I mean, it's hard to only do good to your community because sometimes you're wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm right. I'm wrong. Try to provide insights. I don't think anyone's actively providing harm to their communities. I mean, I was a big. I really liked Voyager. I have a good amount of money in Voyager. +9 we dipped. Well, plus nine we pumped. That was the day we started pumping. There was a knee-jerk reaction, but the market decided they thought this was peak inflation because all the commodity numbers came down, and we've gone up since. We've literally gone up since July 13th. So that's what. But the one before that sent us into this big ass drop because it was. So to me, I'm looking at expectations. I think the market is expecting it to come lower than 9.1. So I think if it goes above, I can't expect prices to go up if we have a 9.1 or higher. If we have a sub 9, I could see the markets go up maybe because I just feel like the markets, they want reasons to be bullish even if it doesn't make true logical sense. No, these cats were promoting scams to their community. Oh, I doubt they knew it if they were. That's my thought. I mean, I like them. I've followed them for a while. That's the one I'm referring to. The I'm not the inflation number you're referring to. Get some back with Voyager. That'd be good to get some back from Voyager. I think we'll get some back. Fuck if I know how much. I've accepted that for now. Market makers always move against the narrative. Well, yes and no. They they do tend to lean which way will make them the most money. Going against narrative can certainly do that. CPI numbers, inflation numbers, yes. I mean, I pretty much count CPI and inflation as the same number for all intents and purposes. I think the general market does. Instead of breaking down the individual CPI numbers. So I guess I'm just looking at the inflation number. But Glenn, if we print a sub 9 inflation number next week, what do you think the market does there? The market needs immediate catalyst to get this turned around. Do you mean turned up or turned down? Meaning when you signed up for the exchange, the fine print tells you that you are unsecured creditor. Yeah. Yeah. Which sucks. I think the market's expecting a lower print. I haven't looked. As a matter of fact, let me look it up real quick. I'm going to turn off the YouTube stream, actually.